I'm going to be breaking these 5 expenses down and I'm going to peg them against the salary that you are going to be receiving if you will start working in Poland. We go oppress you. You will see our shoes, you see our clothes, you see our this thing. We are going to use it and oppress. Before you make any expenses out of the income you get for the month, please make sure you pay. What's up guys, and how are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Raphael here, and of course we are in the month of August, and because of that I know that lots of people are going to be coming into the country very soon. People will be coming in this month, next month, and even the month after. So I think this is the right time for me to make a video series on the things you need to know before you come into Poland. In fact, the things that would affect you and you must be up to date with. And today we are going to be looking at the cost of living in Poland. This video is very important. Do not say this is not a video about tips or tricks. This is very important. If you do not keep this in mind today, it might affect you while you come to Poland. We'll be breaking this cost of living into 3 major areas. We are going to be looking at the expenses, the most important expenses that you're going to be having. We're going to be looking at how to manage yourself here in Poland. And finally, we'll be looking at what you need to do before you come into Poland. If you love content like this, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go. So let's start with breaking down your major expenses. You have 5 major expenses. Now, it's not like I say other people will not have other expenses, but these 5 expenses are the major things you are going to be focusing on once you come into Poland. Expense number 1 is your house rent. By no means should you owe on your house rent in Europe. So your house rent is number 1 and the most important bill that you must pay when it comes to your expenses. House rent is number 1. Number 2, your school fees for those of you who are sponsoring yourself. There is this ideology that people come in and somehow they don't complete their studies or maybe they maneuver. Please do not fall into that trap. They are taking it very serious now. Your school fees is the second expenses. If you are not a mommy's boy or daddy's boy, whereby you have been paid your school fees from your country and you are paying your school fees yourself, please keep this second and most important expense in mind. Expense number 3 is food. Yes, no matter what you are doing in Europe, make sure you are eating well. Make sure you are eating well. I'm not saying that you should become a foodie, that you should eat anything you see. No. I say make sure you are eating well so that you can look good. So that when people say, oh, you came to Europe. Yes, of course you came to Europe. Expense number 4, your basic necessities. Yes, these are things like your transportation, toiletries, your clothes, your shoes, your other accessories. These are these things that you need. These are basic expenses you need to cover yourself, to at least look presentable as someone who is also here in Europe. And the final expenses is the miscellaneous expenses. Of course, most people love to go to the clubs, most people love to go out and drink, most people love to go to the cinema, those fun times that you need to have. This also consists in your expenses. I'm going to be breaking these 5 expenses down and I'm going to peg them against the salary that you are going to be receiving if you will start working in Poland. So we are going to do a full calculation, an extensive rundown, and we'll see what you are left with at the end of the month and how best to manage yourself. Firstly, let's talk about salary. The average salary in Poland is 3,500 and it's very important to have that in mind. If you work a good job, you can earn 5,000 or more, but then we are looking at average salary, so we are going to take between 3,500 to 5,000, and the best fit is going to be 4,000 zloty, which almost everybody makes. 4,000 zloty if you are working a good job and you are working that job very hard. So we're looking at 4,000 zloty. Every expenses we are going to be looking at today, we are going to be backing them up based on a salary range of 4,000 zloty. Expense number 1 and the most important one is your house rent. So let's talk about house rent now. The average house in Poland now as we speak, I don't mean of yesterday, I mean now, the average house is 1,500 to 2,000 zloty. Do we have houses that are more costly than 2,000? Yes, of course we do have houses that are more costly than 2,000. But do you want to go there? I don't know. Average rent is 1,500 to 2,000. I just tell everybody peg it at 2,000. Because maybe when you pay your bills and pay every other thing that is left, you know, the water and whatever, it might end up being 1,817, which is almost 2,000. I say peg it at 2,000. So when you pay your house rent, which is the most important expense in Poland, you see that you are left with 2,000 zloty. Half of your salary is already gone. So you are left with 2,000. Going to expense number 2, which is your school fees. Now, the average school in Poland charges anywhere between 8,000 to 10,000 zloty per semester, which means that you might possibly have to pay 2,000 zloty minimum per month, every single month, if you are supporting yourself while you are working. Some people, of course, are being paid for by their parents and being sponsored by people, so they don't have to worry about this. But if you're in the category where you are paying by yourself, let's assume that you are going to be paying 1,000 per month under this salary range, because with this salary range you should pay 2,000 normally, but with the salary range you cannot do that. So 1,000 per month for your school fees. I'm not advising on that. I'm advising 2,000 per month for school fees. But let's say for this example, 1,000 per month. 3,000 zloty has gone from these first two expenses. Then we go to expense number 3. Expense number 3 is food. Of course, food is very important. And let me take an example of myself, how I go for grocery shopping. I go for grocery shopping once in 2 weeks. So 2 times per month. The minimum you would get for full grocery for 2 weeks would be 300 zloty. In truth now, yes, 300 zloty. So times that by 2, you have 600 zloty per month. So already we have spent 3,600 zloty out of your 4,000 zloty, and you are left with what? 400 zloty for 2 more expense categories, which are your basic necessities and your miscellaneous, of course. So if you are a very frugal person, you know how to manage, anywhere between 100 to 200 zloty will be enough for your basic necessities, which of course is very small. You have to buy clothes, shoes, you have to also pay for your transport. So anywhere between 100 to 200 will be enough for you. For some people, 500, which of course I can say peg it around 500 to 1,000 if you want to really live a good life. And then miscellaneous. Miscellaneous can come when you want. Maybe on this particular month you will say no miscellaneous, so I'm not spending anything, so you can save something. So at the end of the day, we find out that you are saving anywhere between 500 to 200 zloty a month. The only savings you will get if God is by your side. Most of these expenses come within the first 1 week of the month. So what it means is that sometimes if you are not careful, by the 2nd week of the month, your salary is already finished. Like you have nothing left in your bank account. So let's look at point number 2. How do you manage yourself? Now that we've known that this is what you're going to come and face, real shortage of money, how do you manage yourself upon arrival? Number 1, minimalism should be your first priority. Once you step into Poland, listen, let me tell you, you are going to be intimidated by people like us that have been here for 2 years, that are working in finance, that are working in banks, that are working in different places. We go oppress you. You will see our shoes, you see our clothes, you see our this thing. We are going to use it and oppress you. And if you are not careful, you would want to fight in that league. Your first goal should be as minimalistic as possible. Minimal housing, minimal dressing, minimal expenses, minimal for everything. Buy only what is necessary. If it is not needed, do not buy it. That is my advice number 1, minimalism. Number 2, always pay the most important bills first. Before you make any expenses out of the income you get for the month, please make sure you pay the most important bills first, which is the house rent, you get your food and your school fees. So once you've paid these major bills, then whatever that is left behind, then you can make planning on. Because that is where it comes in. Don't go and start spending your money even before it comes, and then when it comes, you don't know the priority that you should use your money for. Make sure that your house rent, your food, and your school are being taken care of as the first and most important bills before you think of spending any other money. Number 3, have at least 2 jobs. Some people even go for 3, but that is mad. Now it means you wouldn't have a life at all. But I say have at least 2 jobs. Yes, 2 sources of income. If you cannot have 2 jobs, then you have a skill that is paying. Now I'm going to make a complete video on the skills, the most important skills that you need to have while coming to Europe, while coming to Poland. Like, this is going to be a very educational packed video, that particular video. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you are working either 2 jobs or you have a skill that can give you money at any given time. This will help you. And finally, have a good saving habit. Yes, it's going to be very important that you have a good saving habit, that you cut cost, unnecessary cost, and you are able to put away an amount of money for the rainy day, because time will come, maybe you lose your job, or maybe something happens and you will need money to pay for very important bills. And if you don't have it, and I have seen though, as my people will say, they don't say sorry in Europe. It is over for you. Make sure you have that bill. And for the final part of this video, what you must do while coming over to Poland. Number one, make sure you are prepared to find it hard upon arrival. That is the first thing. Prepare yourself mentally. Do not think that you are coming to a place of milk and honey. No, 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 no. Especially Poland. Poland is not a land of milk and honey. I've seen people who have been here for 2 years and they're saying they want to go back because of stress. Of course, not everybody's destiny is the same. But Poland is not that land of milk and honey that you think it is. It is not. Be very, 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 very careful that you arrange yourself mentally that you are coming here to really face the challenge of Europe, and you're not coming here to have fun, except you have the excess money back home. Number two, come with at least 3 to 6 months worth of rent. Very important. Don't come into Poland and then you only have your rent for 1 month. Sometimes you might not have money. You might not have money to pay for your rent the next month, just because you didn't find a job immediately. People think that maybe when they land in Poland that a job is going to magically appear. No job is magically appearing for you. You will have to sweat through it, frankly speaking, to tell you the real truth. So you might stay here for 2-3 months, you have not found a job. Make sure you have at least 3 to 6 months worth of rent that can keep you going, upon stepping into Poland, and then it can help you to find your footing before you start footing your house rent bill. Number 3, save up more now. Now that you are planning to come to Poland, please save every dime that you have back home. Save it, save it, save it, and convert it into euros while you are coming over to this place. Save it, keep it. Hopefully you have that millions that they say you should have in your account while coming. If you don't have it, save as much as you can before you come here. It will help you. And finally, point number 4, make sure to bring your clothing, your article of clothing that are good. Don't go and leave them back home for your brother. Well, I'm leaving the country, and bring them and come. Bring them. If not, you are going to plunge yourself into expenses. If not, you will plunge yourself into expenses. Get your article of clothing, your shoes. I made that terrible mistake, and I came here and I started buying clothes within the first 1 to 3 weeks of coming, and my money was almost depleted. So please make sure that you are ready when you are coming with clothing at any point in time. So guys, this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching to this point. Make sure you share this video out to someone also who wants to come over to Poland. This is a very important video. I think this is going to be my longest video on this channel talking. I'm really tired and I'm doing this for you. So please share this video out to someone, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye bye.